Hello and welcome to this quick guide on how to use Activities as a game creator in Crayta. Activities is a new system that has been added to Crayta, and it gives game creators the opportunity to reward their players for playing the game, giving them XP points when they perform certain activities in the game. It's kind of similar to the Creator Challenges, except the Creator Challenges is really used to encourage players to explore the game in new and different ways than they have done before. Whereas the Activities is really about encouraging the player to play the game as it's intended to be played. For example, in this Tycoon game, there are 3 main actions you can do, which is collect resources, sell resources, and purchase new machines. So these would be activities that I might want to reward the player for doing using the XP. Whereas a challenge might be something like cross the river without drowning, because that's not really intended for the game objective, although it might be a fun little thing to do anyway. So let's take a look at how we can set these up. To add an activity, you click on the plus button here to add an element, and it'll pop up with this form. And then you need to fill in this form essentially to add the activity to the game. So to do that, you're going to need a unique identifier, so something completely unique to this activity, a display name that will be human readable so that users can see what this activity is all about, a category which will determine how many points to give players for completing this activity. So a low category will give them not many points and might be used on something that they will do multiple times or very frequently or every 10 seconds. A high category would reward the player with loads of XP points and might be something you want to use quite sparingly on infrequent activities they perform. Then you enter an event name, and that's how you're going to tie in your scripting into the API. So you're going to send up event names, these events, and then the API will handle what happens with those events behind the scenes. The event can be the same as an event that you use in the challenges. So for example, maybe collecting a resource is an activity. A challenge might be collect 50 resources. And so that might need a condition then to check how many times you've done that. Finally, in the activities, you can add a condition which can check some data that you can send alongside the event. For example, you might send alongside the name of the thing that you're collecting and then interrogate that in the condition here to check that it's an automaton you've picked up and not some money or some sheet metal or whatever. So once you've set up your activity, you can call that activity using Lua Scripting. So here we can see on this line, I am getting hold of the user. So the player is sent in the onInteract function, and then I'm grabbing the user, a reference to the user there. And then I'm calling the send XP event, which can only happen on the user. And essentially that's asking the Crayta API to distribute some XP points to this player if there is an event for it. And the event that it's after is the collect automaton. So notice that collect automaton hooks into this event here, collect automaton. So this is essentially saying, run this event and distribute however many points you've asked, the game creator has asked to be distributed. I've wrapped this in a for loop because it's called multiple times. When you walk up to one of the machines and interact with it, you might get one thing, you might get 10 things, and however many things you get is however many times that event is called. So this event can be called lots and lots and lots of times. And then don't worry about the XP points getting quite big, because behind the scenes it all handles how many XP points to distribute to the player. If you want to test that your activity works, the best way to do that is to run the game in preview mode. Open up the console by pressing O on the keyboard, press Alt to get hold of the mouse, and then select the Activities tab. You should be able to see any activities that you've set up listed here. If I then press Alt and go back into the game whilst keeping the console up, let's go and collect some automatons, collect these. And if you notice that the number 10 has been added to the end of this line to say that this event has been called, or this activity has been called 10 times. So my player has been rewarded for doing this activity 10 times. And that's essentially it. That's the crux behind what goes on in the activities and how to use them. And I really look forward to seeing your games with activities in Crayta.